Hello, guys. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hey. Hello, hello. I was reading, man. I was reading something, guys. Boy, thank you. Thank you guys so much for the heart me's. I really do appreciate them. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Maria. How are you? Man. Hey, Diane. How are you? Thank you, Marmar, for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for this, Amber. Dude, thank you so much. Hey, Crystal. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Pink. Thank you, Carla. Guys, thank you so much for the heart me's. Hey, Tracy. How are you? They really do help to push me out. Guys, do me a favor. Just tap my forehead. That's one of the things that I ask, please. The more you guys tap my face, flick this face, hit this face, the more we get pushed out there on the FYP. So I do appreciate you guys for that. Hey, Amber. Hello. Hello. And do me a favor, guys. Still the notifications are not going out. I know it's earlier than I normally go live, but if you guys can share this live out, I appreciate you so much for it. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey. Hello. Hey, Hollow Mom. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. Hey, Prairie Boy Mom. Hello. How is everybody? Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Guys, first of all, let me apologize. It is thundering and lightning outside. There's a storm. So who just said that? Hold on. Tracy, congratulations. Guys, Tracy just said she got good news. She's going to be a grandma. Oh, congratulations, Tracy. That's awesome. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Danny. Oh, that's so... Let me tell you something. I don't know if this is your first, but if it is, there's nothing like it. It's so different. You get to love on them, spoil them, and send them home. Just saying. But no, I love it. I was really, you don't know what to expect. And then when I became a grandmother, it's like, I love... Oh, it's your first grandchild? Oh my gosh. You love them just as much. It's just extensions of your children. It's the wildest thing. It is the best, Angela. You're absolutely right. It really is. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Man, boy or girl, you gotta wonder. You gotta let me know. Keep us all updated. Because I need to know now. But guys, okay. Thank you, Francis, for the follow. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Hollow Mom, for the heart me's. Guys, the heart me's, thank you. You're hoping for a girl. Oh, I love both. I have now one of each, or I have one and then 4. But I love them both. I just love it. But what I did want to talk about, guys, is y'all, you left me unsupervised on the internet, okay? I had some time last night and some time this morning, and And then I was unsupervised. So there's that. Thank you, Angel Ria, for the follow. I appreciate you. Guys, I went down a freaking rabbit hole so damn deep. I think I'm stuck down there and I need y'all to come and get me, all right? Talk about a deep dive. They see you, Moo. They see you, honey. Look, see, they all see you. They can see you. I can't. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, this isn't, well, I guess it is a true crime, but it's just wild. I think that I knew about it always, and you hear things, but you don't really know. And then there's Google. And Google is so dangerous, guys. Oh, wow. I don't even know what to say. Y'all, when did Scientology not become a religion and become a cult? Has anybody looked into Scientology? Guys, man, I was having a conversation with somebody over it, and I remember growing up. I am late to that party, Sarah. Oh, thank you. Aw. Man, I am so late to that party, all right? I knew about it growing up. I don't know if you guys remember the commercials, L. Ron Hubbard and, all of the Scientology thing. And it was big when I was growing up. Like, you know what I mean? It was like a big thing. I did watch the Leah Remini documentary. Man, I watched it and then I Googled even more. And then the politics, the politicians, you went to a Scientology rehab. I didn't know that there was a Scientology rehab. But y'all, it's mind-blowing. The stuff that I'm learning is absolutely frightening. First of all, talk about how all these celebrities are backing it, which I think is absolutely wild. Celebrities I never, ever, I never knew. But then as I'm looking into it, right, it's called Narcanon. Really? Is that a thing? Man, they're so crazy, guys. All right? Didn't get a notification that you were on. Oh, I just got on, Mommy. You didn't miss much. But man, I was hearing about aliens and Xenu and galactic overlords, and I'm like, what? It's wild. And then Shelly Miscavige, I went down that rabbit hole. Guys, there's just so much here, but when I tell you I've been digging all day and I just can't help myself, because every time I have a question, I ask it and it gives me 50 more questions, and then this crap is getting wild. It is getting absolutely wild. Like billion-year contracts. They sign billion-year contracts, guys. That's a thing. Like, who signs a billion-year contract? And then the whole psychology thing. Like, if you're in Scientology, if you believe in that religion, apparently you can't, that's selling your soul. That's what I believe. Apparently with Scientology, they don't believe in psychologists or, any kind of psychological illness or anything like that. Okay. They just own the family if they leave. Yeah. But yeah, like you can't be psychologically ill. You can't be depressed, anxiety, like none of those psychological disorders exist. You have to sign in this contract. You have to sign that you'll never see a psychologist, a doctor for mental help. Like they don't believe in it. It's not a thing. I guess you just pray away your anxiety. It's just wild. Absolutely wild, it's so sad to me, because then I find out John Travolta was a member of Scientology, right? And didn't John Travolta's son die? And didn't John Travolta's son, was he like autistic, or he had something wrong with him, right? That they weren't like getting him help for because they don't believe in like getting help psychologically. And so they let their boy Jet, yes, they just let the boy die. Like, I know he had medical problems, and the medical problems, he was unmedicated for seizures, but I do know he had psychological or cognitive issues as well. And I mean, I feel like, did they just let that kid die? Like, all because the Xenu galactic overlord, you know what I mean? He had a seizure and hit his head, right? But why was he having seizures? So I have to look more into that. I was just sitting there like, man, I don't know, because I believe he was autistic too. They don't believe in medicines as well. Everything has to be natural. Y'all, that's crazy. And then after Jet died, I was watching Leah Remini. She did the podcast with what's his face, the guy who died, who was helping her expose it. I can't think of his name, but man, guys, it just went so deep. You're talking about politicians, congressmen, men and women. You're talking about all of these people who are donating to this religion, and so there are some of you in here that say you know about it, or you've had, like, I saw a couple of comments where you guys have talked about how you were in it, your family was in it. You have to vote the way the Scientologist elders, or whatever they're called, tell you have to vote, right? Right, Tom Cruise is part of Scientology. That I did know. I've always known Tom Cruise. I feel like Tom Cruise has always been the face of Scientology for me. Like, I always knew he was into Scientology. I feel like I just didn't know much about the Scientology itself. You have to pay per stage you pass. Yeah, for each new level of, I don't know, spiritual enlightenment, you have to pay even more, take some tests. I know there's labor camps or whatever. But I feel like, as far as the voting, like politically, you vote for who they want you to vote for. Like, that's a religious thing, right? And so whoever they vote for, whoever these Scientology elders, right, Miscavige and all these people decide that they're going to vote for, that's who all of the people in this religion need to vote for. Which really, and then I'm sitting there I'm looking up how all of these political, presidential people have donated so hard to Scientology. And I'm like, are they in the religion? No. It's because these politicians know that whoever they want you to vote for, then these 50,000 people in this religion have to vote their way. And so here these people are, these big politicians, donating large sums of money to Scientology. And then it's like they're literally buying their votes with this religion. Y'all, it's crazy. The rabbit hole I went down was just crazy. How many people are affiliated with the whole concept of it? Absolutely, just, you can't leave. I know that you can't speak to family members anymore, and they're saying that it's approximately $130,000 a year to be a member of the Church of Scientology. 130, that's more than most people make, guys. How are these people affording their religion? Like, how are these people affording to, I don't know, follow the galactic overlord? It blows my mind. Never talking to family again. Well, look at, guys, it's just so much. A lot of them are rich elitists. However, there are people that are not wealthy that are in this religion, and I feel like it's sad because they're taking advantage of people who are in some kind of spiritual distress, looking and searching for spiritual answers, right? And I feel like we've all been there at some point in our life, you know what I mean, where you just spiritually feel like you're lacking, you're looking for something, you know, all of that. And then, like, here these people are, and they're just taking advantage of people. What I want to know is, here's the list. All right, here's just a small list, because the list I saw before, y'all, I can go on for days. But you got Tom Cruise, we knew. John Travolta, we knew. Kirstie Alley, Elizabeth Moss, Jenna Elfman, Lisa Marie Presley, Juliette Lewis, Leah Remini, which we knew, Giovanni Ribisi, Danny Masterson, which didn't Scientology play a part in his whole trial for grape, right? Which was wild. I mean, that was brought up, the whole religion was brought up there. Jason Lee, Erica Christensen, Beck, Katie Holmes, we knew, Mimi Rogers, Brandy, y'all, it's crazy. Absolutely. And right, Scientology did insert themselves into that case, because isn't that when you sign this billion-year contract, aren't they saying that they will, like, you can never go to a mental institution. No, you're not allowed to let any doctor take you, but they'll protect you, right? They're offering a false sense of protection to these people. Absolutely wild. And what's the whole kidnapping contract? They're allowed to kidnap you. You have to sign and give them the right to kidnap you, or to take you away and put you in a facility where they will spiritually guide you out of whatever issues you got going on. And you have to sign that you're not kidnapped, that you know that you're taken away, and that they will do this. And it's just, how scary is that? That is so scary. Tom Cruise's adopted kids are still in Scientology. Yes, that's why they have no relationship with Nicole Kidman. So, like, you're literally signing all of this stuff away. You have to donate money. Aren't there there's labor camps? Then you got the Sea Org. Don't even get me started on Sea Org. That's for another day, because my brain is just overwhelmed right now with all of this nonsense. It's like, wow. I want to go down the Sea Org. That's what it is. What did I say? Org? Sea Org? Sea Org? I think it's Sea Org, right? The Sea Org. If anybody in here knows anything or knows anybody involved in Scientology, or you guys have more knowledge than I do at the moment while I go down my little rabbit hole, y'all, come on up here and talk with me, because I only know what I've Googled and what I've searched into for the last 2 days, and it's mind-blowing. Yes, Magda, a lot of people in the music industry, and a lot of people, thank you, Nicola, for the follow, I appreciate it. A lot of people in like high statuses, these industries, these top elite people are all part of, it's just, and they're promising, we'll take care of your career. Thank you and for the follow, I appreciate it. They're promising that this religion is going to help you with your career. We're going to make you this. You're going to become, y'all, it's promising all of this wildness, and you're paying to reach this level of, I don't know, galactic peace. I don't know. And then where do aliens come into play? Like aliens, y'all? Aliens. Aliens. I did see the TikToker that stands outside their place and they run from her all the time. I think that's so funny. They have to pay about 5 digits for classes and studies as they succeed in Scientology. They said it costs, on average, for the average person, $130,000 a year that they either have to pay or labor away for them to even be in this religion and move up in their spiritual whatever. I don't know. Y'all, it's just wild. Thank you, Jillian, for the heart me. I appreciate it. Leah, yeah, guys, it's just wild. It's just absolutely wild. thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody just asked me what my shirt said. It says, "Be real, not perfect." There's that. If that don't fit me, I'm just saying. It says, "Be real, not perfect." Hey, Justine, but yeah, guys, it is so wild. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to like do all the things. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go and visit a place. Like I want to go into some Scientology church and like thank you, Lexi Lore, for the follow. I appreciate you. And I really do want to like, because they have to, just to be a member in the religion, you have to yes, Alba, yeah, tag me in whatever you got. You have to take testing and give your finances and like the anxiety. Yeah, you can't, no, it can't call. You can't be anxious in the world of Scientology, because then you just sit anxious and hope the intergalactic like person, okay, just relieves you of your anxiety. Because don't pop a Xanax, because I don't know what happens. What do you die then? You supposedly these people live forever, but then you don't. I don't know, y'all. It's wild. Is there, Justine, a Scientology? I looked. I don't see one around here. I don't see one around here. You missed at least. Yeah, see, yeah, I did miss that. I don't know. It's wild. It's just so much happening. But guys, riddle me this. What makes an adult, right? You're talking, these celebrities are educated, these people of social status, they're all educated people, right? What makes an educated adult, walk into a church and say, you know what? I'll sign a 1 billion-year contract. I'll give you money. I'll let you go through my finances. I'll do all of the things with a 1 billion-year contract. 1 billion-year. 1 billion years is the
One
contract.
billion.
Galactic warlord or whatever it is. All right, Xenu, and they just sign up for this. It's crazy, and then y'all, it's just absolutely wild. Like, and then these people go missing. Like Leah Remini went to Tom Cruise's wedding and was like, "Where's Shelly? Shelly Miscavige, the wife of David Miscavige, who was the other elder. I don't know what they call them, but the head of the whatever, right?" So, where's Shelly? She's asking everybody, and then like all this crap starts happening. They're like, I don't know. They took her away to be like deprogrammed or reprogrammed or whatever, and y'all, it's wild. Then she gets out of Scientology. They're stalking her, harassing her and her family. And because Shelly wanted out, she admitted to someone at I think it was her father's funeral or something, that she fucked up, and her words were like, "I fucked up, I can't help you," and somebody was like, "I want out." Her response to them was supposedly, allegedly, "I fucked up, I can't help you," because I guess she did something that they weren't too happy with. And it's absolutely crazy. I just want to know what kind of person feels like that's a good idea. Why do I have to pay you? Now, all right, listen. I go to church. I drop money in a basket. I do all the things. But why do I have to sit there and pay to be spiritually guided? It's just wild. Absolutely wild.
The thing with them being sick or having mental health challenges, they then have to pay to go through the programs again, because the reason they have those mental health challenges or they became ill is because they weren't dedicated enough and following the teachings enough and, believing enough. So if you get sick or if you have postpartum depression, which they don't believe in, if you have any of those things, is because you're not following the teachings. You're doing something wrong. So now you have to pay all this money, go back to Sea Org. They put you on the boat and they retrain your brain to tell you you're not sick. You're not mentally unstable. It's a true story.
So let me get this straight. say it takes you 10 years, you paid $1 million to getting to level, I don't know. I don't know how they level it yet, but like, we'll say level 5 of Scientology. All of a sudden, I get sick. Now I get knocked back down to level 1 in Mario World and got to start all over again and repay everything because I got sick because I wasn't, like, the alien soul wasn't happy with me because I did something. Like, they don't even believe in a god, so what are their rules? It's wild. Like, what causes them to be sick? Like, what causes them to, what are the rules of Scientology? Like, what do they believe? Like, how do you piss off the intergalactic warlord? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You don't give enough, you don't work hard enough, because they all have jobs in there too, because they're kind of self-sustaining, so you have to do those jobs. You don't make any money, really. The money goes right back into the programs. But if you don't work hard enough, if you don't donate enough of your time, your money, your life, if you don't believe enough, that's why you're sick.
okay, so,
I'm not even
you
joking.
know, y'all, how is someone tell me, like, how is this not a cult? Why are we not? This is absolutely 100% a cult, okay? I'm just saying, where is the line between religion, religious activity, spiritual activity, and cult activity? Like, there's got to be some kind of boundary to separate between the two, right? What is that boundary? What is the line that distinguishes one from the other? Because now, listen, I was born and raised Catholic. We got the church, we got the communion, we got the, confessions and all of that. But I feel like it's not really a control thing. Like, these people are kidnapping you. These people are taking your money and putting you in labor camps and sea orgs and putting you out to sea because you got sick. Like, how is the government not saying you're not really a religion, you're a cult? And then I think it's really wild that they collect all of this money from people, and then again they all call themselves like elders or whatever, and they're all kind of clergy people because they're like elders of this group, and now they're all tax exempt. The whole church and religion is tax exempt. All this money they're collecting from these people, promising this billion-year, like, you'll go on forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the money scams. Like, don't even get me on money scams, like, for real. But like, all of it, it's just wild. It's like an MLM. It's, y'all. How is the government not stepping in and being like, all right, look, this is a little too far, guys. You know what I mean? Like, a kidnapping contract. Like, who the hell in their right mind signs a contract that says, you know what? If I ever get into, like, my alien soul decides it's having a rough day, you're absolutely allowed to kidnap me without telling me, take me someplace you're not going to tell me, and make me labor away until my alien Xenu extraterrestrial overlord brings me back to, like, I don't know, balance? Like, who signs that contract? I want to know who signs that contract. And then I guess, like, y'all, the amount of politicians that back this or are involved in it, Congress, like, y'all, the people who are involved in this and may not necessarily be in the religion but support the religion financially for votes or all of it, it's like a rich elite society, not really religion. They're calling it a religion for tax exemption purposes and to be protected by the Constitution, right? We're going to call it a religion and we're going to be protected now by the government. But is it, or is it a secret society? Because that's really what it is. Like, it's like, okay, this is their God, or this is their, like, you lose who you were and become a whole nother person. Absolutely. Right? But this is their version of God, like, who most of us would think as some kind of spiritual, like, being. Xenu. Xenu is described as an extraterrestrial fucking alien, dude. An alien, sorry, but and I'm not listen, if you believe aliens exist, each his own, like I'm sure there's something out there, but an alien, Xenu is an alien, an extraterrestrial ruler who played a pivotal role in the church's creation myth involving spiritual entrapment of humanity.
Hmm.
It's depicted in Scientology as the extraterrestrial overlord of a galactic confederacy. Like, I feel like it's like the Bible meets Alf and shit. Like, what's happening here? Right? So, and I'm not mocking it. Well, no. Yeah, I am. I'm not even going to lie. I absolutely am. Galactic Confederacy, who 75 million years ago brought billions of his people to Earth in a desperate attempt to address overpopulation in his realm. Okay? In his realm. Like, yeah. According to Scientology's secretive teachings, secretive being the word, secretive teachings, Xenu captured these beings, froze them, and transported them to Earth, where he ultimately killed them using hydrogen bombs, scattering their spirits known as thetans across the planet. So y'all, we are not humans, we are thetans. We are souls of the extraterrestrial overlord.
You know that L. Ron Hubbard, who came up with this whole thing,
He's a
he,
science fiction writer.
well, yeah, he was a science fiction writer and obsessed with all things science fiction. And he pulled this from old TV shows, from old series. He pulled a lot of this from that. Look up what Tom Cruise's current status is with with
We have
the Church of Scientology. Google it. How dare you?
I want, first of all, the man who founded this religion
Mm-hmm.
is a science fiction writer. He writes science fiction, hence the intergalactic overlord. Okay? That's like Dr. Seuss coming up with a religion where we all eat green eggs and ham every day and like, thing one and thing two and thing 3,335,275. Like, come on. Like, what is happening here? But somehow these educated celebrity individuals who all went to colleges, like these people went to top notch schools, like feel like they can totally see this whole Xenu brought them after he killed them with a hydrogen bomb and scattered their spirits, and then thus we were created. They in their brains, their educated minds, felt like this story was believable. Like they can, like they see this actually going down 75 million fucking years ago. It's wild, okay? It's just, guys, it's crazy. The Church of Scientology has historically gone to great lengths to keep the details of Xenu's story confidential. Because, shh, don't tell them. It's a secret. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And that's why you don't believe in psychiatrists, because they'd lock you all up. That's why you gotta sign religious contracts to not be locked up, because you're talking about Xenu walking around hydrogen bombing humans and making them thetans. So of course they don't believe in psychiatric medications or hospitalizations, because if they did, they'd all be locked the hell up. So they got to take the religion and protect themselves with contracts, legal binding contracts that say, I can be crazy as fuck and you can't lock me up. Yo, man, like, and these educated people walked into somewhere and said, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like that's totally how we were created. Sign me up. Where's my billion-year contract? Like, I feel like this is a thing. Come on. They don't think this is a thing. It's a money scam. It's all a big money scam. It's just, and then these poor people, these poor individuals out there who may be looking for some kind of extraterrestrial spiritual guidance, I don't know, looking for a pick-me-up. Walk in there, they make them feel all warm and fuzzy and say, we'll always be there to defend you. Even if you're Danny Masterson, you rape some women, we're going to protect you in court. Like, we're going to do all the things to get your back. You know, if you pay us all your money, we'll help you. We'll be there for you. That's all somebody needs to hear, is being gaslit. Like, yo, we got your back. We're here for you always, forever, because it's in the contract. And then they sign their life away. It's wild to me. Absolutely wild. Guys, I can't. This rabbit hole is just, the more I look into it, and it was founded by a science fiction writer who was friends with a genius, Jew, who was so smart. I think he was actually a rocket scientist, not a very good one because he ended up blowing himself up. But yeah, who was also in a cult. Man, this goes so far deeper than I ever could have thought L. Ron Hubbard could have taken this storyline. Like, it's wild. Absolutely wild. And then you're talking sex trafficking, you're talking sex with minors, you're talking Epstein, like, you're talking like some shit going down. All right? And it's all covered by contracts where they can kidnap you. Hence, I don't know where Shelly went, right? But whatever, you know, she's dead somewhere, buried underneath some cement in some intergalactic church, right?
She's in the sea.
Yeah.
I really,
Yeah. Tossed over the Sea Org or what is it? Sea Orb or Sea Org?
the org, O-R-G.
Seriously. You know, out there with the no maritime law, we're just gonna, you know, brainwash these people because they didn't pay us enough and they got sick. Like, God, it's just the most, I'm like, I can't believe it's not kidnapping. You become submissive. Well, even before you like fully draw into the submissive, like, you're signing contracts that say, yeah, I could totally kidnap them. We don't call it kidnapping, however, we call it, you know, spiritual reprogramming. But yeah, we could totally do that because they said it was okay, see? And that you can't ask where they are. Wild. Wild. Absolutely. First of all, it's brilliant. This is one of the most brilliant cults I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, the way they have this orchestrated with what made these rich celebrities be like, yeah, I want to be a part of your religion. Because all of these high profile people promised them, let's be real, why is Tom Cruise still doing movies? Tom Cruise has been washed up, he's drained, he looks drained, he's old, and he's still trying to play the same parts he played 20 years ago. There's no way that he earned that spot. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way this man should still be doing the same kind of acting that he did years ago. But again, look who he is. Look who's behind him. Of course he's going to get all the wild, guys. Wild.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot to do with it, is they're promised this, you know, sort of life over the rainbow type of existence with their career, with the backing that this church has. They're able to get them in, and then also getting in these big celebrities draws in more regular people because they want to be close to this. Well, look at these celebrities, they're my favorite, so they get their fan base in there. And it's just this revolving door of, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah. It's just, I mean, yeah. Aravello said they don't know what they're signing. They don't get to read it. Is that the truth? We could be right. I'm not
it
sure.
is partially the truth. I watched a video on TikTok of a guy that actually kind of went in to go to one of these conventions and signed the thing, and they all stop and applaud and bells ring when anyone signs the contract. And when he was trying to read the whole thing, he said, oh, the billion-year contract. And they were like, oh, you don't need to worry about all this. You don't need to worry about all this. You sign here. And there was all these pages he had to sign, and he didn't get to read it either. And he was like, he had the camera on. I don't know if it was in his glasses or in a button or what it was, but yeah. It was on TikTok somewhere. I saw it a while back.
First of all, I partially read because it's very long, but I pulled up the PDFs. They tell you what you're going to sign, but you just sign. They don't let you read it. I believe that because that's the only trick in the book. I absolutely believe that. But thank you, Sock Monkey. I actually pulled up the PDF file for this contract, and only partial. Like I'm waiting for the whole thing to download, but when you read this contract, the billion year guys, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it on a video later. Once I want to go through it and read it, and um, yeah, what they're signing is absolutely wild. I'm gonna post it as you guys can read through it. But that's not the only contract they sign is the billion year contract. There's the kidnapping contract and the all of the things contract. Like there's like a billion contracts that well not all right, I'm exaggerating when I say billion because apparently these people mean billion. I don't really. But there's like a bunch of contracts that these people have to sign. I mean, who has to go and apply to be part of a religion? Like, I never walked into a church and said, "Can I fill out my application?" Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then, all right, so this is what they believe. This is their core beliefs. I had to pull this up because, y'all, I just need somebody to be here with me when I read this because I feel like I read this, but I was searching, I was looking into it last night, and I was looking into it this morning, and I started questioning my own sanity. I'm like, there's no way that there's 50,000 members just in the United States alone, like that believed this shit. Thank you, Jay, for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm like, there's just no way that there's 50,000 people that just sold their soul to an alien, Xenu. Just crazy. So it says the thetan. Now remember, the thetan is the bomb, the what was left over after they bombed the soul, and he brought all the souls here after he hydrogen bombed them. We are Grace. We are talking about Scientology. Thank you, Electric Girl, for the follow. I appreciate it. So it says the thetan. Scientologists believe that each person is an immortal spiritual being known as a thetan. The thetan is distinct from the body and mind, and it has lived through multiple past lives. The ultimate goal is to understand one's true spiritual nature and relationship to the universe. Scientology teaches that individuals are inherently good. Well, what is good? And that their spiritual salvation depends on their actions and relationships with others. The belief is that by improving oneself, one can contribute positively to the world. Well, what is good? Like that's what is good? A central practice in Scientology, auditing, is a one-to-one counseling session where individuals work to uncover and address past traumas, referred to as engrams, that hinder their spiritual progress. So this must be what you were talking about, Pam, as far as their sicknesses, where they have to be audited to get rid of they're
Yes.
getting sick from their traumas. To hinder
Well,
their
it's not to
spiritual
get rid of them. It's to acknowledge why they got them.
right. This
Yeah.
process is facilitated using a device called an e-meter. Wait. An e-meter, which is believed to measure spiritual distress. Is that little thing that the Ghostbusters
Yes.
walk around with? Beep, 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 go to cold corner. That's an e-meter, right? So
Ivory,
they just
we have Pimp Juice in here, who I think was involved in Scientology. If you want to see if they'd like to come up, just went to Scientology rehab, had to do books 1 through 8, only if she's comfortable.
yeah. I don't. That's up to you, Pimp Juice, but please, that would be nice.
Yeah, definitely know more than I do.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Really overwhelmed though. Okay.
It can be overwhelming.
So are you still into Scientology?
No. I went to Narcanon, which is a Scientology rehab, and it was wild. I was there for 7 months. I had to do books 1 through 8, and you also had to. They also made you go take like a crap ton of vitamins and go through a sauna to get everything out. But since I have a pacemaker, I couldn't do that, so I did all the lessons.
So is this to get out of Scientology or to get into?
I got into Scientology. I was sent there to get clean. And technically, I got clear in Scientology words.
So in Scientology, they sent you to a rehab to be like flushed.
Yeah, but I learned, and instead of like the 12-step thing, I learned Scientology's steps. So
Right.
there's 8 books that you go through, and you have to do auditing, and it took me like 3 months to go through book 3B because I wasn't able to get my mind and body to have a realization about the universe and how I was connected to it.
Wow.
hmm And it was like, look at that wall. And you got to acknowledge it and you say, okay, walk to that wall. Okay, touch that wall, turn around. And then the auditor will just say, look at that flower, feel the flower. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? And if nothing happens until you get a realization, and you have a realization of your mind and body in the universe, it's very odd. And you had to learn how to, they wanted when you're an addict, a lot of your skills are just like out the window, like looking into somebody's eye. Book 1 was to learn how to look in someone's eye. You had to sit in front of somebody for 30 minutes and just stare at them. Just stare at
Like
them.
making eye contact?
Eye contact, yeah. And then you had to learn how to make sure that you don't freak out or get into a fight. It's called bull baiting. And they really get into you like, you were such a shrug at it. You left your kids and all this, that. You had to learn how to have not one reaction. No reaction at all. And then book 2.
Desensitizing you from emotion.
Yes, no emotion. You just pretty much turn into a robot. You know, honestly, when I came home from it, I was there from April to September. I came home, I was still had that mindset for months. Like to make sure I had realizations throughout the universe, and if I didn't, I'd go through my books and stuff, and book 2 is a lot of understanding the words that you're learning and listening. Even though that you're reading a sentence and a certain word of the, if you got to figure out what the word the that you're talking about. Though it's so silly. Like, you had to figure out the word the. What is the? What are you talking about? If you stumbled on a word, they would make you understand that word.
Wow.
And
It really is like just brainwashing.
it was. It was. And you lived there. I lived off the property in a house with some people that, with other people that went through the program, and they were getting paid only $50 a week, but they got housing and they got food.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they paid you to be there?
Pardon me?
They paid.
They paid after you graduated the program. They asked you, do you want to, stay here and help? And a lot of people did that. I didn't. I wanted to get the heck
You
home
like
and
become the
kids.
instructor almost.
Pardon me?
So you graduate, then you become the instructor almost, or the.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you become a teacher. You become a teacher. And they tell you, you're going to be in ethics, or you're going to teach the class, or you're going to be, the driver or whatever. You would get paid only $50 a week. But you still had to do your studies as well.
Wow. So now, how did you get into Scientology?
Well, I was bad on I was an addict on drugs, and my family had an intervention. They knew I probably wouldn't go through the 12-step program because I just seen so many bad outcomes. And so they were like, well, let's try this. And I said yes. And then within 3-4 hours, I was at the Scientology camp in Santa Cruz. And I had a detox, which it wasn't much. That's when you first start doing some of those book one, sitting there, learning how to, have a conversation, look at someone in the eye and stuff. And then you go down to the main part of it, and that's where all the studies are and some of the housing is and stuff. It was a weird building. It was kind of haunted. But it was um
So you
I
were
wa-
just talking to it as a form of like addiction rehab. You weren't in the religion prior to, and your family was not in the religion prior
no,
to.
no,
So it was just an option for a rehab, and so you were just tossed into this?
yes.
Wow. That's I can't imagine like when you're going through like detox and a rehab for an addiction, that right there is a struggle, just mentally, psychologically, physically, all of it, right? It's such a
Yeah.
it's
And you
you really
couldn't
throw
get
your
any
body
meds.
into a
You
lot.
couldn't get any meds for it. No help. Like if I had anxiety, they would give me like valerian root, which is like a herbal for Valium. No Advil at all. They were worried because I have a heart problem. I have a pacemaker,
Uh,
and they were like, okay. They asked me if I actually needed it. I'm like, well, yeah, I need it.
let's just take it out. Let's check it out. Wow,
Take it
that's
out.
wild.
Come on. I mean,
So
it was nuts.
So it's almost like this rehab, the way you're describing it makes me like I'm sure it did some good for you. However, the way I hear it is you take people at their lowest, you bring them in, you're brainwashing them, you're calling it detox and rehab, however, you're offering them no comfort, like medicinally or anything else like that.
Yeah,
And then you offer them to say so. It's almost like a way to get people into the religion, almost like a recruitment.
exactly. That's what it
So
was
their
too.
drug rehab is a recruitment pretty much for the religion.
Uh
That's
huh.
why.
And it was $27,000.
That's
It
crazy.
did good to
And
me, but yeah, they try to trick you.
did you have to sign up for the religion while you were there or no? You didn't have to
No,
become
no,
but they
that was
offered you to.
afterwards. They wanted afterwards. Like they were like, "Are you sure you want to go home? Don't you want to stay here?" You would move into another house with the teachers. $50 a week. Woohoo! It's just like, no. Thank you for getting me clean. I appreciate it, but I'm
Right.
ready to bounce.
That that's so crazy.
I wish I had some of my books. I don't
Yeah.
know where they're at. But I mean, if you Google Narconon, you'll see all the books and stuff and everything.
I have to look into that because I've never heard of that. I That's such a crazy recruitment. Um, that's horrible. That's such a scam.
It is a
Not that
scam.
people get clean from
I
it.
get no. I felt
Lock
that
somebody
too.
away.
I felt that. Yeah, it was nerve wracking. And
I mean, you could.
I had a friend that relapsed, and he went to a different rehab somewhere else. And he messaged me. He says, "Lindsay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're still good," which I was. He's like, "But what we were taught, we were brainwashed. Because what I just learned was something way different." And I was like, "Yeah, I had a feeling." Because my family thought
Wow.
I was, kind of different. I was acting, very almost just like I knew it all. They made you feel like you knew it all. You were better than everybody. If people didn't agree with you, they were, there was a term called like black hats or gray hats or something. And those are the people that, they don't, you want to push away from what you're doing in the Scientology and the Narconon, all that. They were called like a certain term, but it had to do with a gray hat, black hat. It was very awkward.
Wow.
So it was a wild ride. I'll tell you that, Ivory.
That sounds so, I don't even know. That sounds so scary. But let me
Yeah.
ask you, did it work for you, the rehab?
Yeah, 19 years. 19 years clean.
Wow. Congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you.
I mean, that's awesome, but I guess it scared you enough like I ain't going back there. Like,
Yeah, no, 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 no.
no, I'm just kidding. Um, no, congratulations. That is definitely a feat. Good for you. Um, wow. That's
Yeah, just
crazy.
kind of look up Narconon. I appreciate. Thank you guys. I love all of you. Um, if you just want to Google Narconon and you can see all those books, you
That's
could.
what I'm gonna do because I never heard this is the first time I've heard of Narcanon.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
said Narcanon, I'm like there's a like a narcissistic anonymous. Like that's what I was thinking. That's
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, what's
I thought it would
Narcanon?
be like a narc, like I'm gonna go tell on you. I was like, that's such
Right?
a horrible name.
But yeah. But now I have to look. That's see that there you go. There's more to this rabbit hole. That's something else I got to look up
Yeah,
now. That's wild.
yeah.
I,
Kirstie Alley went to it a lot.
did she really?
Yeah, she struggled. She struggled a lot.
Wow. That's what they prey on vulnerable people. And that's what I'm saying. Like to use
Yeah.
drug addiction and a rehab, a detox as a recruitment tool for
Yep.
vulnerable people is just wild to me. Absolutely wild. Like, and I don't see. Well, I'm glad it worked, and obviously it wasn't
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? Like it works, but I mean, however, the brainwashing and what you had to go through for that to work is just wild. It's
Yeah.
almost
It took forever. Took
wow.
forever.
That's wild. Well, thank you so much,
No
Pinterest. I really
problem, Ivory. I'll still be in the chat. I,
absolutely. Thank you
I
so much for
appreciate
coming on.
you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Yeah, guys, that's wild. Wow, yeah, thank you so much. That just, see, that gave me another avenue I have to go down. Y'all, when I tell you the amount of twists and turns in this is who lives very close to downtown headquarters. Yeah, that was extremely interesting. I just learned something new that I didn't know before. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know about that, but think about that. Taking somebody who is an act like who's trying to recover from active addiction, vulnerable, really hitting a low in their life, like really at a point where they gotta like, and then using that vulnerability to recruit them and throw them into some concentration camp type thing, like, you know what I mean? Some brainwashing compound. I wonder what, like, I'm going to look it up later. This is definitely something that I have to go through. I want to look it up and see what is the percentage of people that stay in the religion after the program ends. Like, that's a really interesting, I really wonder how many people they recruit promising that they will be rehabbed from drugs. Like that's crazy to me, but it's brilliant. Like I get the guy. Like these people are brilliant because they are literally dangling this all in front of the government, in front of everybody, calling it a religion, and just getting away with pretty much torture. What Pimp Juice described sounded like torture, guys. Talking to a wall and can you first of all did you ever look at somebody dead in the eyes? Like, if you don't know them, even if you know them, you know what I mean? Like, but just somebody you're not in a, like, for me to look my husband in the eyes for 30 minutes and be like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? But for me to, like, even look at a friend, someone I'm really close to, and sit and stare in their eyes and make eye to eye contact for 30 minutes, guys.
That's like
That's
some
someone's personal
POW.
space.
POW, like it reminds me of like the brain, the mind manipulation of them doing that to like POWs.
It's almost like they're trying to, like, that's your personal space. Ever like accidentally make eye contact with someone you feel like, because eye contact is part of your personal space, right? It's kind of like a very intimate thing when you make contact with someone. You know what I mean? You don't make eye contact with people you don't like. You don't make eye contact with people who, you know what I mean? And you make eye contact with respectable people, people you love. Like, eye contact is there's an intimacy to that, right? So to sit there and have to just 30 minutes, y'all, that was like 4 seconds. Can you imagine sitting there and trying to maintain eye contact? The eyes are the windows to our soul. Exactly, crystal clear.
I would
Maintaining contact for 30 minutes.
That would make me so uncomfortable. I'd probably break down. I'm not even kidding. I already have a problem, making eye contact. So knowing, and that's probably because of like mental issues that I've had prior. So knowing that these people are at their low and they're dealing with it, to make them have that eye contact is just weird behavior. Like, it's weird.
It is. Juice just said she did break down. Thank you, Queen, for the follow. I appreciate you. But she just said she did break down. Like, I can't imagine. And then who do you go to for help? You can't go outside the church because, well, we know what happens when you leave the church, right? And you can't go for help inside the church. So it's like, really, they get you in this vulnerable position where you're really all on your own. Because if you start to question, you're done. So once you're in, it sounds like it's very few people escape this cult, religion, intergalactic overlord, like wild. Like, how do you rehab from the damage that caused?
That's
Mentally, psychologically.
and it reminds me, I'm not going to say what religion, but my aunt, my great aunt, she lost her son in a fire and she lost her husband 6 months prior. So she was really low. And she got in contact with the religious group and they knew she was low and they manipulated her to join. Of course, we didn't fault her, or talk about it or anything. It was just, they knew she was low at the moment and that she was easy to, come here, come to us, tied to us, that type of thing. So it's just crazy. Just crazy.
Man, all of the, it's just, I was like, there's no way that this has been around my entire life and this is the first time I'm hearing of any of this. Like, I saw the commercials, Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard, like Tom Cruise, oh, I get it, but man, this is wild, this stuff. Like aliens. But
Remember
then
that?
aliens, how are they spiritual? Can aliens be spiritual? I don't even know. Is that a
Remember that
thing?
one cult back in, I think it was like 2005, and they were in California, and they thought the aliens were going to come down and get them, so they all unalived themselves, and they had wore Nike jumpsuits, and they were in. You know what I'm talking about?
Something about that.
Were they? I'm not sure, and I probably sound stupid, but were they maybe part? Were they separated from Scientology? Was the leader ever in Scientology and then separated and made his own assumptions? Maybe Heaven's Gate. That's what it is.
I have to look into that. I mean, think about it. You're in this cult, you learn how to be a cult leader, and then you're going to go start your own cult. That's wild. 7 days, something, I think.
Yeah, it's called Heaven's Gate.
You know what? Let me look down. I'm gonna hold on. Look at me with Google here, guys. Y'all see? The rabbit hole just continues. Ooh, and I feel like my computer heard me because it's just pulling up now stuff about Heaven's Gate, and I didn't even. Heaven's Gate was an American new religious movement known primarily for mass suicide committed by its members in 1997. Commonly designated as a cult, It was founded in 1974 and led by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. Scholars have described the theology of Heaven's Gate as a mixture of Christian millenarianism, New Age, and ufology. I'm assuming that's UFOs. And it has been characterized as a UFO religion. I've never heard that as a term of religion, but whatever. Each is
Yeah.
own. The central
I
belief of the group was that followers could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings by rejecting their human nature, and they would ascend to heaven, referred to as the next level or evolutionary level above human. The death of Nettles from cancer in 1985 challenged the group's views on ascension. While they originally believed that they would ascend to heaven while alive aboard a UFO, they came to believe that the body was merely a container or a
Yes.
vehicle for the soul, and that their consciousness would be transferred to next level bodies upon death. The San Diego deputies discovered the bodies of 39 active members of the group, including Applewhite, in a house in San Diego County. They participated in a coordinated series of ritual sides coinciding with the closet approach of Comet Hale-Bopp.
Haley-Bob Comet. That was when the Haley-Bob Comet was going to pass the Earth. I think it was like a big deal. You know, people had their telescopes. Do you know what year that was? Because I feel like we went
1997.
camping. I was 10 years old, and I remember seeing it on the Today Show, and it traumatized the fuck out of me seeing that news story.
I don't remember that. But yeah, that was March 26, 1997. Haley Bopp's closure to Heaven's Gate, our 22 years of classroom, is finally coming to a conclusion. They graduated. How did they off themselves?
I thought they
abuse or something?
pew-pewed. I thought it
Each
was
other?
yeah.
How did 39
Oh,
people
they drank
pew
a
them?
punch. Right?
I feel like they're always drinking the juice. It doesn't say here.
They
Hold
drank
on.
juice and pudding, and they ate pudding with meds. Somebody said. So it's kind of like Jonestown.
The group rented a large house, which they called the monastery. The same month, the group purchased alien abduction insurance that would cover up to 50 members and would pay out $1 million per person. The policy covered alien abduction, impregnation, or death by aliens.
That was a real insurance coverage? Because
Yes, that's
I used to sell home insurance. I never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they paid $7,000 a month in rent. The same month, the group purchased alien abduction insurance, which was a thing. In June 1995, they had purchased land near New Mexico, began creating the compound. On March 13th, 1997, media reported a mass sighting of unidentified lights over Phoenix. Suicides began on March 22nd and 23rd in 3 waves. To unalive themselves, members took phenobarbital mixed with applesauce or pudding and washed it down with vodka.
That is
Wow. What that's a horrible, first of all, that's a horrible. Yeah. After ingesting the mix, they secured plastic bags around their heads to induce asphyxiation. They would have gone anyway. Why did you have to do all that? That's a horrible, painful way to go. All 39 were dressed in identical black shirts and sweatpants, brand new black and white Nike Decades athletic socks. Nike, yeah, all right. Athletic shoes and armband patches read Heaven's Gate Away Team. Each member carried a $5 bill and 3 quarters in their pockets. This was standard for members leaving the home for jobs, and a humorous way to tell us they all had left the planet permanently.
Can you imagine their family members, how sad to find that out, that they, unfortunately were led to believe that there was a mothership that they're going to go to and that they went through with this?
It says that after a member died, a living member would arrange the body by removing the plastic bag from the person's head, followed by posing the body so that it lay neatly in its own bed with faces and torsos covered in a purple cloth.
I just
Among the dead.
I remember seeing it on the news and just as a kid being really weirded out by that, and it was one of those stories I remember seeing and going, "Oh my gosh, people actually did that?" They believed that. Even at 10 years old, I knew that was like, that's not real.
Wow. This is wild that, what makes a person sign up for this? Like, wouldn't you question it if I came to you and I said, listen, okay, we're going to go be with the aliens now, drink the juice. Like, we're just going to go all before you. Nobody's questioning any of this billion-year contracts and like, why do I have to pay you $130,000 a year to be in a religion? Like, that's the cost of Scientology, supposedly. It's $130,000 a year.
And
Yeah.
Leah Remini, she said, you'd have to, if you messed up, you'd have to start all over and pay for these books again. And she spent millions of dollars, millions, to be in there. And, it's just, and they had those little thingies, to tell if you're lying or if you questioned anything.
This is all so wild. All so wild. And someone, Red Rocker, was just like, I ain't drinking anybody's Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking anybody's juice. Red, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not drinking anyone's juice. Nope, that's it. Not drinking Kool-Aid, because that's absolutely wild.
That's how that drink the Kool-Aid thing was Jonestown, the flavor aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Don't join the cult. And I've watched a documentary on Jonestown. Very, very sad. Very sad.
It is. It's also sad. Man. But I'm definitely, listen, I'm stuck now. I am stuck down this rabbit hole. Y'all come with me because you can't get me out now. Thank you, Playboy, for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm just stuck down this rabbit hole now, and I feel like the more I learn, the more intrigued I get. And when I talked about it on YouTube a little bit, right? I was letting people know, like yesterday, I'm going down this rabbit hole, and the amount of warnings I got, Ivory, please don't talk about Scientology. Please don't do it. Don't cover this. And I'm like, are y'all okay? Why is there all of a sudden 1 million comments? I'm getting emails and messages. They're like, please don't, please don't. And I'm like, what's going on? And they like, I guess creators have been harassed, stalked, attacked, just for covering this. It is so fascinating, Nelly Belly. It really is, though. I can't. I'm done. Like, I went down this rabbit hole, and now I can't stop. Y'all come at me because I need to know more. The intrigue is just there now. I'm just so curious as to what people find appealing about this.
But I just did a post about these AI photos of Jelly Roll and Reba and Dolly Parton going to the flood. They're going to play their guitars. They're in a boat. And people believe it on Facebook. And I'm like, dude, that's AI. And Dolly Parton and Reba are not going to get their guitars and go sing floating down, to find these victims of the flood. Like, hello, this is not real. But people believe it, and I don't know if it's elderly people or what, but come on, guys.
Then again, look at the niche. I feel like a lot of people will believe a lot of anything you dangle in front of their face if they want to believe it. They'll believe anything you tell them if they want to believe it, if it backs up what they want to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
the problem.
I had to tell my friend, she's very smart, very, very smart. But she thought, she goes, oh, this is the reason I love Jelly Roll even more. And I'm like, girl, that's AI. That's not real. I commented and she deleted it, thankfully. But I'm like, come on, like that. You're smart. You're very smart. You have great opinions and thoughts. But dude, that's not real. Like, so with this whole alien abduction, and I'm going to be a vessel, I'm going to jump on the Haley's Comet or I'm in Scientology and I'm going to sign my life contract and just give all my money to them. Like, yeah.
And they will take care of me and no medicine and no sickness. And then, wow, it's just wild. It's just wild. But I got to keep on keeping on with this. I got to keep going down this road because I don't know, I'm just here for it. It is so much more than I ever thought. So yeah, guys, if you guys have a personal story like Pimp Juice and you guys want to come up here when we go live about this, because I'll be doing, my lives every night. I'm going to do a different live and kind of change things up a little bit or discuss more than one thing. But if y'all have any kind of personal experience with Scientology, guys, send me an email, ivoryknows@gmail.com, or I'm just so curious. I just want to know the story. I think it's absolutely just intriguing, and I know the forces cover things up. Yeah, they do. I heard that.
Don't get me wrong. Do I think like I love like mysteries, and do I think like there's aliens or stuff like that? Yeah, but do I think it's a religion that I need to go put myself and I'm going to jump on a Haley Comet or whatever? No. But I do like the extraterrestrial. I do like the conspiracy, to hear ideas and thoughts. Do I believe it all? I don't know. But I'll look into it. I'm not going to dog on it. But to believe it as a religion, no way. No way.
Sign here on the dotted line. Somebody was telling me about a YouTube video, and I got to go find out the video. And I'll post it. Like I'll put it on my YouTube. It's a YouTube video about somebody who walked into the church to sign up, and like they had those like video glasses on where you can video, and they're like there's tests you have to take, there's just contracts you got to sign, like all of the things, the questions, and you're being like interrogated and interviewed. And so I want to go watch that. I haven't watched it yet, but after I watch it, I will put it up over on my YouTube, and I'll let you guys know where it is, because I'm totally interested in watching somebody walk into this church and see what the sign-up process is. Like, I really want to know the questions. Like, what do you ask? Like, are you Jesus Christ or Alf? You know what I mean? Like, well, what does the questionnaire look like?
Alf. I used to love that show. I had an Alf bed tent when I was little, but yeah. Right.
But I mean, you got to wonder. I mean, he was like, the mothership came for Alf, right? Like, isn't the mothership waiting for all of us to come collect us intergalactically to new realms? I don't even know.
The leader, he was an actor. He was on a show about aliens. I believe he was on a show about aliens, and the lady who died of cancer, his wife, back in the 80s, they thought she was on the ship with them to come get them. Yeah.
I went back to the Scientology church when I was in New York City to show the hubby. He wasn't impressed. I would think he wouldn't be. Is there one in New York City? I'm going back home in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll go to that one. Maybe I could. Can you just walk in there, and I'm gonna try and walk in there and see what happens. Maybe I'll get myself some of those camera glasses and record it for y'all.
Yes.
I'll go in there and just see what the process is.
Get a flyer,
Yeah.
And
That's
they're all over these Scientology churches, though. I think there's one in Tacoma and in Seattle as well. I mean, and I heard that they're just empty churches. They're these extravagant buildings, churches. That's what I seen on the Leah Remini show. They're these extravagant churches and nobody's there. They're just kind of like empty buildings, but they're beautiful.
tax deductions, tax write-offs, just sitting there. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I am. I think I'll take my brother with me. Me and my brother. I'm gonna go in there and be like, I want to sign up. Like,
Now we don't want you to come back and be like, "Hey, you guys, the Scientology, it is real." No, I'm
I've been
kidding.
groomed by the intergalactic overlord. Beam me up, Scotty.
Oh,
No, just
yep. Nexium. That was another one. Pimp Juice just said that cult, and yeah.
man, are we? That's it. Are we all gonna take this and go down the cult rabbit hole? Because I feel like there's a whole umbrella out there. We're going down one hole, but we're about to fall into a canyon, guys. I'm just,
Yes.
just saying. We're taking it all of the ways. We're all going into the different little valleys in. But listen, I'm here for it because it always that goes right back to the psychology and the brain and how the brain works. How people can be so, look at the cat fight with me for space for you guys. How people can be so convinced or manipulated. It goes right back to Gypsy Rose. How do people convince people to do things like sign billion-year contracts for religion or murder their mother, or what makes people fall for that? You know what I mean? Like, I need to understand the brain and how people just, I mean, I heard it go with the flow, but come on now. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this
what.
is, and it's so many layers to it, so it would be very interesting to go down these layers. And they're obviously like Pimp Juice, she's experienced it personally, so I'm
Yeah.
sure there's others watching that may want to reach out privately, and they should, to you, to maybe give some insight if you want to keep anonymous because of fear. I mean, obviously they're not good,
Yeah.
so yes, please do.
If you
Like,
want to send me your story, I won't even tell it. I just want to personally know it. You don't have to give me a name. You don't have to give me any personal information. Make a fake email. I'm just curious as to the story. I don't necessarily have to talk about it or bring it up or put anybody's information out there. It's just for me personally, just out of curiosity and the wanting of the, like, I want to be able to understand people's mind, their frame of mind when they go through this and what they're thinking. And then, you know what I mean? And then awareness, like, y'all don't drink the juice, stay away from the Kool-Aid. Like, that might be out there too. Let's, you
and even
know,
people that are in it and they agree with it, like, and want to give you insight, that'd be good too, to message you and say why they feel the way they do. And that's with any religion. There's people that have, and they feel a certain way, and that's understandable. But I want what's in their, yeah, like you said, what's in their mind to do this too.
listen, I am not one who, I'm not trying to down any religion. I'm a religious person myself. To each his own. I'm not, you know what I mean? Listen, everyone gets to believe in whatever they want to. I never judge a religion. However, I don't want people to be like, oh, you're going after religion. I don't feel like this is a religion. This is absolutely 100% a cult to me, and I will not address it as a religion or look at it as an actual religion. So I'm not judging a religion. I'm judging a cult. I just want to put that out there. My mind frame is cult, not religion at all.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree, everybody has their own opinion on religion, so I don't think that's something you're trying. It's just the manipulation of doing things, giving all your money, that type of thing. For
How
what?
does one benefit from being in the Church of Scientology? Think about it. You're giving them everything you've got. You're doing labor for them. You're paying them. You're doing all of these things for them, right? They're out there. They're recruiting people. They're doing all these things for the church. What does the church provide them? That's what I want to know. What is this protection? What does it provide people? People who are in it, I want to know, what did you get out of it? You know what I mean? Like, what did it provide you spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically, any of it? Did you get anything out of it, It's just the relationship between this church and these people is just scary. It's a money scam. That's all it is a revolving money scam. It's just crazy to me. I don't know. Absolutely wild. I'm glad I didn't stay. Man, Pimp Juice, I'm so glad you're doing well, but I'm so glad you didn't stay too. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, I'm so glad you didn't stay. Can you imagine right now you'd be in some cult? We'd have to go find you and whip you out of there. And then we got Tom Cruise coming after us, Top Gunning us. Like, could you imagine? We'd have to go find you. Thank you, Brave Goddess, for the follow. I appreciate it.
One good thing that came out of it with Pimp Juice is your sobriety, and that's something to be so proud of. I am proud of you for doing that and being sober. That's hard work, and you did the hard work yourself.
So, right. So at the end of the day, I feel like she got something out of it. However, like it could have gotten a lot worse for her. How do you get put under stressors like that and then not relapse? You know what I mean? Like, thank God she didn't stay, because I feel like psychologically they would have rebroke her. You know?
Absolutely. You look at abuse victims that get isolated. They get isolated from their family so that they can be manipulated and not leave.
Yeah. And that's another thing. The families, Nicole Kidman hasn't seen her, like, doesn't have any relationship with her children because they're still in the church with Tom Cruise. That's horrible. That's so sad that these families, and they just can't, or they'll be harassed and kidnapped and, taken out. I've heard people were taken out, like, not just Shelly, that there's other people that were, offed.
Yeah.
Alive. Taken by the intergalactic overlord permanently.
Well,
Beamed up and never returning.
did you touch any on the boats where they take the kids out into the water where there's no law? There's no law. So
Maritime law. I did not touch on the Sea Org much yet because, well, one, I want to make sure that my understanding is complete before I talk about it. Because there is so much in just that one Sea Org section. Like, there's so much to look into there. So I wanted to go through it a little bit better tonight before I bring that up. But y'all, that's a discussion for tomorrow afternoon, because there's no laws out there on this boat, in these waters, international waters. It's wild.
And
She was beamed up, Queen.
and how heavily it is saturated with celebrities. Are some of these people joining because they're a big Tom Cruise fan? Are they joining because they like John Travolta and this is like the thing to do? And then once they get in, they're like, crap, I'm never going to meet them because I'm not on the same level. You have to be, Tom Cruise is treated so much better than everybody else and gets away with so much more. If Leah Remini did it, it's not good and she'd get in big trouble. But if Tom Cruise does it, it's okay.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not just celebrities as in actors, actresses, musicians. You're talking politicians. You're talking, really, you're talking the whole Islam. When I tell you it goes into even more and bigger other countries, other politicians, other political, it's just so wild. It's a worldwide thing now. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
You look at other things, and I'm not saying this is true. I've just looked at TikToks, you guys, so I'm not, but like the Bohemian Grove stuff, too. Those are politicians and celebrities, and, people are going, did they sign a contract? It's a similar thing to the Scientology, just maybe a different flavor of it.
When you just said the word contract, and that makes me, there is no way that this billion-year contract can be legally binding, because a legal contract can't acknowledge something that doesn't exist. And to humans, I feel like a billion years is not a thing. We don't know that, actually, we know we may not be here in a billion years. So Someone tell me that the billion-year contract is not a legally binding contract. I have to look that up too, because there's no way that can be a legally binding contract. No way that these people have access to you. You know, that would mean your family, that would mean your all of it, generations.
Your reincarnation, if you believe in that.
Right? Like you'd be, like reincarnated 5 million times before you ran out your contract with Scientology, with Xenu, the Overlord. Wild. Wild. Absolutely crazy to me. It's the people that believe in these scams. And again, it's all a money scam. Why am I paying you so I can pray or reach some level of whatever spirituality that you want me to reach just staring at a wall or you know what I mean? Like, why am I paying you for that?
Well,
You know what
and
I
they
mean?
said once you reach the highest level, they make you start over again. I've seen that.
Come on.
They've where this guy has reached the highest level, paid millions of dollars, and then he had to start over again. They find a fault. Oh, you got to start over again and pay again. You got to start the levels
So
back.
you don't ever get anything from it? Like you don't get to become like the Pope of Scientology or something? Like you get no title or nothing? Like who becomes the next like Miscavige? Like what? Like
It's
is
like
there
Tom
like a
Cruise
level?
becomes it. Tom Cruise was like the next Messiah. If you're not this huge name, and you're paying millions because you might be a doctor or a lawyer, they're gonna find a reason something happened prior. You broke the rules. Now you got to start all over again, and you're back down the thing. And people do, and then they go back up, and then by the time it's almost done, they're dead. They're no more.
I don't, I'm actually angry at people who fall for this. I'm just like, duh. Like, red flag. Like, no one saw any red flags walking into that church signing your life away. Sign here on the dotted line. Don't read it. Let me tell you what it says. Red freaking, hello? Like, no, like, who, uh, just, who thinks that's a good idea? Like, people do this every day, walk into these centers and they sign on that dotted line. It's wild.
Yeah, and that's what Leah Remini, she said she went almost to the highest level, and then every time she'd get up there, something would happen. She would do something in public, or something, her family would do something, and then she'd have to go back down and reschool again to get back up to the level and
So you're
pay.
not even just demoted one level. You start right, go back to do not pass go, do not collect $200, go right back to the start.
Yes. To the first book, the lessons, she said she'd sit in like interrogations for hours and they'd be like, you did this. And she's like, I didn't do this. I did not do this. Well, you cussed. Well, yeah, And she was on King of Queens at the time. And she's getting in trouble.
Where is their list of rules? Because it just says to be good.
No, Leah Remini is not filling it.
I'm good at cursing, so shit. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, I want to know: is there some kind of like 10 Commandments or Bible or something that they follow? Is there like a cheat sheet or a list of like what you can and can't do? Like, or is it just all subjective? And when they need to knock you back down and they need more money, then it's like, yeah, no, that wasn't right. That was wrong. Go back to the start. You know what I mean? Like, every time I Google what are the rules, what are the, you know what I mean? This, like, it doesn't really give me much explanation of what it means. Like, I get the whole Xenu, this alien blew up people. Like, I get the story, the science fiction story behind it, L. Ron Hubbard. I got it. However, I don't understand what the religion actually represents, what it means, what it offers, what are the rules. Like, even like Catholicism, like, we follow the 10 Commandments, we follow the Bible, the Lord's word. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some kind of manual. Do we have like a a manual on Scientology.
Yeah, it's the
Scientology for
books he
dummies.
wrote. L. Ron Hubbard wrote those science fiction books. Those are what they go by, I believe. That's what I've heard. That's what they give you, is that you got to read these books and you
Are
have
you
to,
talking about the books like Dianetics? Like,
all of them. Dianetics, in his science fiction books too. He wrote about alien. Yes.
but they're in the science fiction section of the library, not the theology or the
Right.
like.
Like, I don't know. I went to Presbyterian church as a kid, and we'd go for like an hour a week, and you'd be nice and do good, and if you sin, you just ask God for forgiveness. That, I mean, I get people don't, but so for me, like, I am not knocking anybody, but it's just odd, the strict rules on that.
I feel like that's on the shelf in the library next to Harry Potter, dude. Like their Bible is on the shelf in the library next to Harry Potter. I don't
Right.
even know what's
In how many movies, with these Scientology actors, these sci-fi movies, for instance, again, Tom Cruise and John Travolta and them are in that, they maybe have some underlying lining thinking that this is true.
Ooh, you can get the book on Scientology, the guide to what it's all really about for free. Of course you can. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith is in it. Yeah, they're Scientologists. This is all so wild, y'all.
I had no idea they were.
Kate Moss from The Handmaid's Tale. You just saying that reminded me. She made a statement about that's why she played that part was because something about her beliefs. Hold on. Let me see what. Let me Google it. These stupid nails. I can't type. She made some kind of statement referring it back to Handmaid's Tale.
It's Elizabeth Moss.
I mean, Elizabeth Moss. When I say Kate Moss, that's so funny.
Yes.
Hold on. But yeah, she made some kind of statement. I don't remember it. I have to find it later. But she did. She made some kind of statement like associating The Handmaid's Tale with her Scientology views. And it was wild. I have to find it because I don't see it anywhere. But Tom Cruise's children are in it as well. His adopted children are in it. Although his daughter with Katie Holmes is not. Elizabeth Moss is in Scientology, yes. She is. Yep. Isn't that crazy? The amount of people that you would not believe were in it. Like Brandy, I was surprised to hear that Brandy was in it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so upset Jason Lee's in it because I love My Name is Earl and I have this weird crush on him and it really makes me sad. It really does.
Yeah. Who else was I shocked at? Kathy Bates is in it. The list is insane, guys. Jeffrey Lewis, Christopher Masterson, Jenna Elfman, Lisa Marie Presley, Dougie Fresh, Jennifer Aspin, like all of these people. It's so wild to see these names and be like, y'all are in a cult? Kathy Bates. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I am not even kidding, guys. Yeah. Catherine Bell. Yeah. I've said all these people before, but yeah, the list goes on. You're talking politicians, you're talking It's just wild. The list of people, like if you want to get into how many people in Congress are Scientologists, it's wild. Absolutely crazy. What's the dude from Florida? He's into Scientology. Crazy, guys, crazy. So for Scientology, for these overlords, these intergalactic weirdos, it is this L. Ron Hubbard dude and Miscavige and all that. It is a tax write-off for them. Everything they do is a tax write-off. They are tax exempt, and if they consider themselves an elder, a pastor, a clergyman, whatever it is that they consider themselves able to teach that religion to the other people, they are also tax exempt. Clergymen, priests, all of them, they're tax exempt, and so are the people who are, teaching the religion or consider themselves clergy of this religion, like the alien passer downers, whatever. Those people are all tax exempt. So it's all a tax scam. Then you have these people giving them their money. They're doing jobs and labors for them. It's just absolutely wild. And what do they get out of it? Psychologically damaged. Nothing. They get nothing out of it. I can't speak on Jehovah's Witness. I don't know enough about Jehovah's Witness. I never heard of them like being called a cult or anything. I know people who were Jehovah's Witness. I just can't speak intelligently because I have no idea. It's all a money grab, and it's like circulating the money. You know what I mean? They send it out, but it comes right back in. It's wild. It's circulating, all of it. The books, you know what I mean? All of it. Everything they do is tax write-off. They are tax exempt. Any clergy people, the churches are tax exempt. All the buildings they own, all of it is all tax-free. Tax-free. Churches don't get taxed on their stuff. Like their priests, nuns, like all those clergy are tax exempt. They don't pay taxes. So it's absolutely wild that they're bringing in all this money. It's not like they're funding anything because the people are funding. So they're not paying for anything. They got these buildings, all these assets. They call them churches. Again, taxes. It's wild. They buy up all the real estate, like Sam just said. They buy these churches, they don't use them, but these buildings are gorgeous just sitting there. I'm sure they are. It's nothing but an asset to them. It's just money sitting there. Yeah, it's so crazy. And it's all just a big revolving door money scam. And, people are paying the price for them to make money. If a science fiction writer founded the religion, red flag. Like the amount of red flags in this story is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like the guy writes fake stories for a living. He makes up stories. Like someone was like, oh yeah, you know what? All right, almighty alien priest, let me follow you now because this sounds right. This sounds like this is who created me. I need to go look at this guy's first book. I want to see the books he wrote other than Dianetics. Like, what did he write before he became a religious something or other? That's what I'm curious about. That's what I want to look into.
They were definitely bestsellers back in the 50s and 60s. These science fiction books. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, in anything with like these types of celebrities and politicians, I don't trust politicians or celebrities. So it's a red flag to me for that as well, for those purposes, in my opinion.
So L. Ron Hubbard wrote books like The Invader's Plan, The Enemy Within, Disaster. Like these are like that's wild. Visions in the River, Writer's Future, Battlefield Earth.
That is the book. The Battlefield Earth, I believe, is like one of his top selling books of the time because they didn't have those types of books around really, and it was something that people really got into during that time. You know, there was Western books, probably Christian religion books, um, cookbooks, uh, poems, that type of stuff. But there wasn't like science fiction type books, I think, until there was, but I think he mainstreamed the science fiction. I think I could be wrong, but I
He
believe that
wrote
was.
he wrote a lot. The Battling Pilot, like Revolt in the Stars, Villainy, Victorious. Like there's a lot of books here. Hurtling Wings. This is wild. The Sky Crasher, Spy Killer. Like this guy made up a religion. The guy who wrote Spy Killer and the Sky Crasher. That's just the invaders, like alien, like wow. I don't even. And somebody somewhere was like, it's a good idea. Let's go to his church. It's just what the Fortune of Fear, the Death Quest. Man, it's crazy. Absolutely just crazy that's like, guys, that's like Dr. Seuss being like, let's all start a church, a religion, and we're all like, yep. Like, wouldn't you question that?
Where
That's
Cat
wild.
is our Messiah, and one fish, two fish are the wise men. I don't know.
We're all here to make sure that our eggs and ham turn green. Like, you know what I mean? If you haven't reached, spiritual enlightenment until your eggs and ham get green. Like, what?
Yeah, naturally, just right when you. Yeah,
It may take it. I mean, it might take a billion years. Just sign on the dotted line and pay me. Like what? Not talking about I'd follow Dr. Seuss anywhere. Not here, not there, not yeah. That's so funny. Whoville. We're all trying to get to the almighty Whoville. You
yeah, and the
know?
Grinch. He's the bad guy. He's Lucifer.
Yeah. Like don't get hit out by the grid. Y'all, it's wild. I'd be like, can I have a refund? That's what I'm talking about. Like, and that's another thing in this contract that I read. There are no refunds or repayments for anything ever. Ever. Like it states it in the contract. You can never get a refund, a repayment. No kind of money can be returned to you under any circumstances. Crazy. Red flag number 2. I want to, maybe tomorrow I will read this contract out to you guys because maybe I'll do it a little earlier in the day. But I think tomorrow I will read out the billion year contract just so we can go over it. And I just think it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, it's going to be the contract of red flags. But yeah, would you guys want to? Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'll print it out and then we'll go over the billion year contract and then we'll take a poll at the end and see who wants to sign on that dotted line. But we'll definitely discuss it. I think that'll be so.
Yes. Hey, you guys,
Yeah.
double tap your screens. Let's get up to 100K.
Oh, we're almost there, guys. 6,000 more. We're almost at 100K. So that's what I think is, guys. I can't. Listen. I don't know what made me go down the rabbit holes and like do deep dives and like what made me start looking. And honestly, I think it's just a lot of what's going on in the niche. It's just like let me just. Another deep dive I'm into, y'all. What's wrong with me? I don't know why I take on more than one thing at a time. But not only did I go down the Scientology cult thing, which has grabbed me, held on strong, and is dragging me down the intergalactic hole, right? The Madeline Soto case, guys, is coming. His trial is starting July 22nd. The stepfather. Do you guys know about the Madeline Soto case? Do me a favor, if you're here and you've heard about it, put a 1 in the chat. I'm just curious to see how many people.
I haven't heard of that. And, I, again, would love to go down different rabbit holes and avenues on here just because let's do it. Let's do something new. Let's start the school year off with something different.
Well, with this trial coming, so a lot of people said yes, some of you said no. So I am also going down the Madeline Soto rabbit hole, okay? And so when I needed a break from the Scientology, I switched back over to, I was up all night last night, y'all. I switched over to Madeline Soto, and that rabbit hole goes just as deep as Scientology. Like, the abuse, the mother is not in jail, all right? That's where the mother's boyfriend SA'd the little girl, and they unalived her. I personally think it's because they knew she was pregnant or thought she was pregnant. And then you have her teacher, what was his name? Italio Bellini or whatever, who was also got felony charges on child P, and then you got the sheriff who accidentally was put on the Brady list because the sheriff of Osceola County accidentally posted her dead body pics on Instagram. You have all of that happening. You have the mother who's just, the girl's got this makeshift room in the corner, and then there's a bedroom number 4 with locks and bolts, and why is this woman not in jail? And I will give you my whole opinion on that when we do talk about that, on why I believe she's not in jail yet. But you guys, if you guys don't know about the Madeline Soto, his sexual abuse trial starts for those charges start July 22nd, and then when that trial is done, he will then go to trial for her unaliving. So yeah, guys, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. This one really was a mind fuck. Scientology for me was a mind fuck. And then at the same time, I'm over here watching the Madeline Soto, and it's literally ripping my heart out, and I'm trying not to cry. And you know what I mean? It was wild. My husband was looking at me like, why do you have tears in your eyes looking at your phone? And I'm like, and I'm telling him all about it. And then I had to take a break and go back to aliens and Xenu. So, but yeah, those are the 2 cases the 2 things I decided last night that I was going to go down. The 2 deep dives I was going to do. No, Madeline's mother never showed up for any of the memorial events. Well, yeah, because let's be real. Jennifer Soto allowed her boyfriend to do that. Is that my opinion? Hell no. Come on. She had a lock on the door and sent her daughter. Come on. No, I believe is about to be fact, because she's about to be, I think eventually she'll be charged. I know the big deal. Everyone's like, how is she not charged? But I think that she's not being charged yet because of her testifying and all that. There's proof. You're right, Nelly Belly. So if you guys don't know much about the Madeline Soto case, guys, go look it up. Go just browse around, see the little things, because I'm also going to start talking about and going down that deep dive, because let me tell you, there's so much there as well. And that is horrible. I don't think they're going to charge her until after Stefan's first trial. Until that, because I think they need her to testify. And if she's charged, she's not going to incriminate herself because she's being charged. They're going to wait until after that trial to then charge her, I believe. And then there's the immunity. Madeline Soto, guys, go check that. But just a trigger warning for the Madeline Soto case. You will cry. All right, man, woman, old, young, I don't care who you are. It's going to break your heart. It is very emotional. If SA and, stuff like that triggers you, please don't even go near this case then, because it might be a little bit too much. I don't get triggered by that. But just looking into this case between yesterday and today made me, I'm not even joking. I was really crying. I was really it pulled at my heartstrings as a mother. I was once a daughter. I felt all of the feels and all of it just listening to it, and where everybody went so wrong, and then they killed her the day after her birthday, and being she just turned 13, like she was so young, and just remembering, like, you know what I mean, myself at that age, like, y'all.
Yeah. And I have a 13-year-old little boy, and to me, he's still, 13, that's a little boy. And so hearing anything with even about kids, no matter the age, I mean, but, for 13-year-olds, that's such an impressionable, that's such a, it's a hard age for them themselves. So to experience that type of trauma as a preteen, and then to unfortunately pass away from the hands of somebody that's supposed to protect you when they've been violating you, is just disgusting to me. It's awful.
Yeah, and then just, I mean, the mother knew, and the the way the kid was strangled, and thank you, Leva, for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, it was just so, man, there's just a lot there. So I just want to warn you, if you are somebody who gets triggered easily or can't handle that kind of stuff, don't go near that one, because that one is just a lot emotionally for people who have experienced some kind of trauma. You might not want to touch that one, but y'all can hang out for the Scientology one. But I also will be doing the deep dive on Madeline Soto. I hope to go through everything before we get to the beginning of the trial. Opening statements they're assuming is going to be July the 25th. And so that gives us a little time to get familiar with the case. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But it gives us a little time to get familiar with the case, to have discussions, see where we're all at. And I think that'll be pretty cool. And then be here for the trial, which I also like, and I think will be really interesting. Does not mean I'm going to stop my gypsy content, guys. I still will be doing some gypsy content. However, I am going to broaden all of the content that I do and just try and hit things and broaden that out and open up for other cases and other deep dives, because there's so many out there, and I got sucked in last night. So on that note, guys, it is 5:30. I gotta go get my kids some dinner, because I'm sure they're like starving out there. But thank you guys all for showing up. Again, Scientology, I'll come back with the billion-year contract tomorrow. And then, guys, the Madeline Soto case, go get a little familiar with that, because we're going to be doing that deep dive. Guys, stay tuned. Magda, I know Magda has a live tonight about 7:30. Am I right, Magda? You're still having that live? So she's covering some... Is she in here?
Yeah, she's in here. I'll be there. Just send me the invite, Magda, and I'll share it out too, so you can come watch it.
Okay. All right. So if she does go live, it'll be about 7, guys. If she does go live, I will meet you in there. I will be there. Thank you, guys. We made it to 100,000 likes. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all for showing up in my comments and the videos. To all of my mods, thank you so much for keeping my chat clean. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Sam, for coming up. I'll see you guys tomorrow, guys.